Good afternoon. Welcome to our Dell Music Lounge. The Dell Music Lounge is brought to you by our friends at Lone River Ranch Water, and our audience, a limited audience to be clear, is enjoying Rambler sparkling water. So, this is only the second we've done in person of these Dell Music Lounges in the last 18 months or so. We had Dayglow a couple weeks back. You can watch that over at acl-radio.com. And today, on release day, it's Bob Schneider. The new album is called In a Room Full of Blood with a Sleeping Tiger. It is available now, and you'll play Antone's this evening. Are there tickets still left for that? I don't know.
I don't know either.
All right, neither of us know. So AntonesNightClub.com. We do know that. And tonight you will be asked for proof of vaccination or a negative test, and you're too late to get that negative test probably. So bring your proof of vaccination if you're going to Antone's tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so we're good there. The album's out today. Before we get started, you've been playing a little bit live across the last couple of weeks and months.
I would say a
window.
lot live.
All right, a lot live.
Yeah.
But for 18 months or so, you did the virtual thing.
Yeah. For 18 months, I played no live, and now a lot of live. Yeah.
How difficult was it to get used to playing these songs, doing a bunch of talking in between, but not getting anything back?
It was weird at first. I remember the first show that I did, I was just like staring at the computer and looking at that little light, and I just felt like I was in an episode of Black Mirror. And I really started having a panic attack. But after the first one, it's just like anything. You know, we're humans. You just adapt and you get used to it. And I actually enjoyed it. I played live streams every Monday, and every other Friday I would do ticketed events. And I just really had a great time doing them. And I was interacting with the audience through the chat in a way that I'd never done, and which I really enjoyed. And which actually made it really fun. If I wouldn't had that interaction with the people in the chat, I would have stopped doing it almost immediately. Because if you're just playing alone to a computer, that's no fun. But when you see people like doing hand clap emojis and giving you feedback and stuff, you do feel like you're part of a group of people and you're, performing. I will say this: as soon as I started playing live, you just forget how much more fun being in a room with people is and getting that immediate feedback. I mean, it's night and day difference.
I'll text you some interview questions in a moment while you're playing so that it feels like the old days for you.
Yeah.
You'll get the best of both worlds. You've got a crowd.
Hopefully I'll get them on my screen while I'm playing. I've learned how to like sing and read at the same time.
There you go. All right. Live in our Dell Music Lounge. Welcome, Bob Schneider.
That's the kind of energy that I missed right there. Thor is the god of thunder, but he's also a family man. He settled down in Milwaukee and he's got himself a wife and daughter. And he works for the Bank of America. He does it all for love. At night he likes to go down to the karaoke bar, sing his favorite songs by his very favorite bands. He's got a minor drinking problem he has not addressed. He really does his best, but it's getting out of hand. And Thor likes the Green Bay Packers. They're his home team. He's an owner too. And one day, while he was driving, he got into a fender bender. And it took all his patience not to kill the other guy, 'cause all he really had to do is just let his hammer fly. But that rage and destruction stuff, it really lost its charm. He'd put it all behind him forever. And Thor son of Odin, but that's not all he is. Oh no, and 'cause maybe people can change, not who they are, but maybe their ways. And Thor is the god of thunder, and his wife is an underwear model. So he does the cooking and she does the dishes after he goes off to bed. Thank you. Hard and heavy, high and silly boys with names like Luke or Billy. Hard to catch, young and rough, who can't get enough without a job or money. Sweet as nails and soft as honey, always run but love to fight. I know what kind of boys you like. I still wrist like igloos, driving round in BMWs, using words like indignatiously, full of aces, wide-eyed pups all alone, made of glass and skin and stones, but your secret's safe with me tonight. I know what kind of boys you like. Boys with mouths like canyons, you could ride a horse or standing. They shine like dimes, say your name 1,000 times, full of rage and doubt, till at last they flicker out like a fire that burns too bright. I know what kind of boys you like. Boys who look like rainbows, snatch you up and never let go. Pack your bags and say goodnight to everyone in your life. I've got a way of seeing who you are and I believe in you. Bet I'm sight. I know what kind of boys you like. Yeah, I know what kind of boys you like. I know I'm the kind of boys you like. Thank you.
Bob Schneider live on Austin City Limits Radio from our Dell Music Lounge. Today is release day for In a Roomful of Blood with a Sleeping Tiger. It's available wherever it is you buy your music, or in the case of streaming, wherever it is you stream your music. So when you and I do this, oftentimes it gets a little sideways because you claim that I have too much wind up in the questions. That it's a lot of me.
By the way, here's the way it works, Andy.
Okay. All right.
Because I know you're about to do what you normally do. This is what you do. You basically you state the question, answer the question, and then go, "What do you want to do about it?" And I'm like, I want to walk out of the room. That's what I want to do. No, but we're not going to do that because here's what's happened. We've done it 1,000 times now, and we have a great rapport. We have a nice relationship. I admire you, and I think you're a great guy. I've known you for probably 30 years now, and it's not going to happen. We're just going to enjoy talking to each other like we normally do, and we're not going to have any of the problems that we've had in the past.
Well, but what we're going to do...
Oh, okay. Hold up. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to make it real easy, especially because you've been sitting around talking to folks on the internet for the last 18 months. I'm going to limit these questions to 2 or 3 words.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So that I don't get accused of the thing that you accused me of.
Okay.
So
you've already used up 3 words, by the way. Is there a question?
This record, Lonely Land 2?
Ah! Here's what you did, dude. You did what you normally do with a lot of words in 3 words. You were like, here's the answer. Is this it's Lonely Land too. What do you want to do with it? I'm like, what? Dude, no, you're doing the same thing. I don't think of it as Lonely Land 2. I think it's as good as any record I've ever made. Now, everybody who's ever told me that, who writes songs, anytime somebody said, this is the best thing I've ever done, it's always terrible. So when I say it, I know that about people telling me that. So I don't think I'm a good judge of how good this record is or how not good it is. The only thing I can judge it by is, do I like playing these songs? And I really like playing all these songs. I think of them as, I think it's maybe the most mature record I've made, but I think I've just always written about whatever my experience is as a human being. And now I'm in my 50s, so I'm writing songs about being in my 50s, and I'm remarried for the second time. I've got a 6-year-old daughter. And those relationships with my wife and my daughter, and with being a 55-year-old human being in America, death, all of it, that's what I'm writing about. And I couldn't have written any of these songs 20 years ago, and I couldn't write any of those songs that I wrote on Lonely Land now. It'd be impossible. I'd just be pretending to be writing those songs. So I'm just doing what I've always done, which is trying to write something that expresses the feelings that I'm having during the time that I'm writing the songs. So these songs feel very personal to me. I think of them as adult songs for adult children of alcoholics. No, I'm joking about that last part, but maybe not.
Most hopeful record?
Dude, you did it again. All right. I don't know. This is the happiest I've ever been. It's the most content I've been, the most at peace I've been in my life. I'm not chasing after anything. I love my life. I love my family. I really appreciate the people that appreciate what I do in a way that I didn't have that appreciation before the pandemic. But, not going anywhere and being with your family for a year or over a year has really gave me time to reflect on what's important and what means anything to me. And so, I really appreciate it. Now, I will say this, all this was written before the pandemic. So we were supposed to go in and record the record in March of last year. And of course that got moved because everything shut down. So all these songs were written before any of this stuff happened. But I think a lot of the messages or content of these songs still applies, just because, I'm still in the same position I was 2 years ago when I wrote a lot of these songs.
Prolific, blessing or curse?
Well, it depends. What's that guy's name? Paul Blackstock?
Peter
Blackstock. Sorry. Peter, Paul, or Mary. I knew it was one of those 3 names. If you're that guy, maybe, I don't know. There's this thing, when somebody writes a lot of songs, like I can't remember, there was a guy in Austin that every show he would just write new songs for every show. And I would just said to myself, well, they gotta suck. If you're writing that many songs, they can't be good. Now, I've written a lot of songs, and I've written a lot of songs that aren't that great. But I have, because I've been diligent about it over the years, I've been able to every year have 3 or 4 out of the 50 songs that I write every year that are pretty good. And after 20 years, you're going to end up with, 150 pretty good songs, which is what I've got. So I think prolific is great for me, the way I work. I have to do a lot of fishing to catch big fish. And maybe some people don't need to do that. I don't know. It's just the way I've done it.
Nearly 60 years old. Think about legacy?
Nearly 60? Dude, I'm 55. What are you talking about? Nearly 60, dude. I'm nearly 40. I like to say I'm in my late 30s, and by late I mean everybody's left, but who cares? I still look good. Dude, I was watching this show, Mr. In Between, on Hulu. If you haven't seen it, it's great. But I'm like, this guy's definitely older than me. And then at some point you find out that he's 43. And I'm like, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Should I play some more songs?
Oh, you're done with this.
Oh, no. I'll keep going.
Too.
Let's go. Are you?
You should play 2 more songs.
Okay.
Live in our Dell Music Lounge.
That was fun, right?
Bob Schneider. It
All
was.
Right. Andy Langer. One of the best. One of the best that there is. Well, I can't be your American Jesus, and I can't be your exciting career. And I know you've never asked me for either, but I know somehow I've let you down, my dear. And I know well the sound of your laughter. I've made a map of all your fears, and I'll take you home when this party's over. I'll still take you home after all these years. I lie beside you while you lie there sleeping, while the wolves pile up outside on the lawn. And when the stars seek you out, so far from heaven, I'll still be here for you long after they're gone. I know well your need for solace, what hides in the embers under all your tears. And I'll take you home when this party's over. I'll still take you home after all these years. And both time and love aren't set in stone. They're only borrowed or freely given. And they're both so heavy they can break your heart, till you don't know if you can go on living. And I can't be the thing that makes you happy. Maybe once I was, but not anymore. I can only be who I am, waiting here for you when you come through the door. I know well the tides of your affection, the way they wax and wane. But I'll take you home when this party's over. I will always take you back home again. After you fell out your chair, strawberries in your hair. After you fell off the face of the moon, well, I thought I'd let you know, just in case you're listening, bro, what happened after you were gone. The band played on,
Well, you meant the world to me. You were all I'd ever need. My one true love until you were gone. And you left me here to rot. Left me with all that I'm not. And what I found before too long. The band played on. The band played on. You were a hero and a friend. The world loved you to the end. They put a statue of you down there in the square. And when I heard the news, you see, well, it really got to me. I even learned to play one of your songs while the band played on. The band played on. And I hear the belly toll that takes bodies from their souls. It's tolling now, I hear it in the wind. And it rings as if to say that we only have today, the only day we've got until we're gone. And the band plays on, the band plays on.
Bob Schneider live
Thank
in
you.
our Dell
Thanks.
Music Lounge. In a Room Full of Blood with a Sleeping Tiger is the brand new album. It is out today. And again, you'll find him at Antone's this evening. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy.
All right. So, again, the album out today, Antone's tonight. And we're going to try to do more of these in the weeks and months ahead as we build towards the Austin City Limits Music Festival with any luck. So stay tuned at acl-radio.com and on air for more information about future Dell Music Lounges. I'm going to throw it back downstairs to Loris.